Alright, so now we got the Chiefs, the defending champs. We're going to go right through their schedule, and then we'll see who's next. So they play the Lions week 1. Lions week 1. I'm going to have to give them the dub. Not saying that the Lions can't win. The Lions can easily win this game. The Lions are much better than they've been, but I don't think they're going to win that game. They're going to the Chiefs, so that's not, that's not a good thing. Then they play Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville. Then they play Chicago. That's a dub. I think they'll beat the Bears. The Bears are going to be much improved. The Detroit's going to be much improved. Chicago's going to be much improved. And the Texans, they're going to be, those three teams are going to be much improved. Then they play the Jets. The Jets lost there on my schedule, so I have to give them the win. Then they play the Vikings. They'll beat the Vikings. Vikings have no type of defense at all. And they lost their running back, so how do you control the game when your best running back's no longer there? It's a question to ask. And then they're going to play Denver. Broncos almost beat them last year. They're playing versus Denver. I'll take the Chiefs to win the first time. Then they play the Dolphins. I think they'll beat the Dolphins. Then they play the Chargers. They usually have the Chargers number. They're relatively good games, but the Chargers just don't seem to be able to beat the Chiefs. But that might change this year. But I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win the first meeting. Then they play Denver again. Wait, hold on. Denver, LA. Wait, did I do this wrong? Denver, Chargers. Denver, LA. Oh, I messed up. I looked at the wrong game. So I said they beat the Vikings. They beat the Vikings. Then they beat the Broncos. Then they play the Chargers. And then they win there. Then they play the Broncos. And that's a loss, actually. I think they'll lose the second time around. Then after the Broncos, then they play the Dolphins. I don't know what I was looking at. I guess I lost track. And then against the Dolphins, what did I choose? They would beat them, so I'm going to have to pick it on this side too. They'll beat the Dolphins. Then they're going to travel over. Well, they're going to have a bye week. Then Philly's going to travel to them. The Eagles. Super Bowl matchup. I think they're going to let the Eagles win just to make people think, oh, the Eagles are better. Oh, my God. They usually do that. They usually let just to, like, piss everyone off. So I'm going to pick the Eagles to win this one. Because that's just how they do it, guys. Looking back into the future, the Super Bowl team always loses to the runner-up or the team that they're pushing to be the new champions. It happens right on time every time. Just believe me when I tell you this. Then they're going to play the Raiders. Them Raider boys. Them Raider boys going to have a rough season. This is definitely going to be an L for the Raiders. Then they play Green Bay. They're going to beat Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay, that's a dub. Then they're going to play Buffalo, the Bills. I mean, this is usually a good game. They usually have Buffalo's number. But where are they going to be? They're going to be home. Buffalo does well when they go to Kansas City, though. This is going to be a damn good game. But what did I say the Bills are going to do? I said the Bills would beat them, so I got to say they're going to lose. I got to stay consistent with the other schedule. So I had the Bills winning that one. Then they play New England. And I think I had them beating the Pats. Yep. So they win there. Then they play the Raiders again. The Raiders, and they'll win that. Raiders are probably going to tank. And then they play the Bengals. Bengals. That's going to be a good game. I think Joey B will probably win that game. Yeah, because they're trying to push Joey B like onto everyone. Like, he's the man. Wins in the regular season, but can't win in the playoffs. So I'm gonna have them lose to the Bengals here. And then they play the Chargers at the Chargers. They'll probably sit a bunch of starters, so I'll give the Chargers this one. Because you got to think the Chiefs are about championships. They're not gonna play Patrick Mahomes every single game if they made the playoffs. They're not gonna risk injury. If they're in, they're in. They're gonna play hard in the playoffs. So they'll sacrifice the last two games if they're in the playoffs already. You know, unless they have to fight for winning the division and getting in. So let's count this up. Let's count up the wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 and 6. Obviously, like I said, it's 2 games either way. They could win 9 to 13 games, give or take. So we have an average of 11 and 6 for the Chiefs. Obviously, some of these games I was being a little facetious. I was just basically like pretending the rig was here when it was game day. So some of these losses that they had, they'll probably win, but you got to knock them down here and there. All right, so next time we'll probably do the Chargers or the Broncos next. We'll do the Raiders last because they suck, and we know they're going to suck. So we'll do them last, and we'll do the Chargers or Broncos next. Maybe the Broncos, and then we'll do the Chargers and then Raiders. Yeah, we'll do Broncos next, and then Chargers, Raiders, and that's how we'll do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.